So we want to have our chair perhaps at least 2 feet onto the mat, just for stability purposes. That makes it a little bit more grippy. And if you don't have it on the mat, that's okay, but just make sure that it isn't going to slide around and have you fall off, because that would be very unfortunate. Unfortunate way to start your day. So let's begin with sun breaths. We're breathing out with our palms up overhead, and then we turn those palms down, back out to the side. So we're in a state of relaxed alertness. Our spine is alert. We are rising through the spine, inhaling and exhaling. And then let's do a few seated cat-cows. So we're out on the edge of our chair. We've got our feet underneath our knees. We're going to arch our back like that Halloween cat. Slide our hands out to the ends of our knees. We've got our chin tucked under. And then cow, we drop our belly like a sway back cow. We're lifted through the heart. The shoulders are back. The elbows are back. And we're gazing straight ahead. That's the inhale, exhale, cat. Find your own rhythm. One more. And release that. We're going to take our arms out to cactus arms, so 90-degree angle of the elbow. Our palms are forward. We're on the edge of our seat. We twist over to the right. We only want to go to about 70% of our full range of motion. And then other side. So we inhale back to center, and we exhale to each side. Last one. Back to center, release the arms. And shoulder circle. Bring those shoulders forward to 3 o'clock, up to 12 o'clock, back to 9 o'clock, down to 6 o'clock. And repeat. right, back to stillness. Let's do a simple seated twist. So we'll take both arms up overhead, palms are towards each other. We will wrap we can hang onto the back of the chair, we can hang onto the side of the chair. Our left hand comes to the outside of that thigh with the palm out, and we rise through the spine and twist. And back to center. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So we rise through the spine, we're grounded through the sit bones, reaching through the fingertips and twist. Come back to center. Inhale, rise through the spine, arms overhead. Simple seated twist, other side. If you want to enhance the stretch, you can actually bring that arm around the back of your chair. That really opens up through the pec. Really nice stretch there. We're going to turn our gaze to the back and then slowly rotate that neck, gazing over the left shoulder. And release that when you're ready. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. You can loop that arm over the back of the chair. Gaze behind you. And rotate the neck. So you're gazing over the right shoulder. Back to center when you're ready. All right, we're going to create a basket with our right arm. We're going to reach up, and I just have my palm facing forward. You're going to reach up as far as you can, really stretch, 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 reach, pick a cherry, soft fist, grasp like a handful of cherries, and put them down in your basket, all the way down. So reach out and up, grasp onto a handful of cherries, and we're actually making a muscle here. So there's effort, and we're putting it down all the way to the very bottom of our basket. So reach up, and we're making a muscle, coming down. And there's this effort here as well. So continue picking cherries, a little more forceful than what we're used to when we do it in Qigong. We're engaging our bicep muscle. Yes, we have one. Hot dog. We can look up while we're picking the cherries and look down when we're putting them in the bottom of the basket. One more. Release that. Let's do some shoulder circles, letting that tension be released that's in the body. We'll do that on the other side. So we create our basket with our left hand. We reach out and up with the right, gaze upwards, soft fist, but then make the muscle coming down and put those cherries in the very bottom of the basket. So there's a bit of a twist here. So reaching up, it's kind of a cross body motion. Inhale and exhale. Depending on what hand dominant you are, you might notice a big difference from one side to the next. So if this is your non-dominant side, you might not find that you have as much ease creating that muscle, making the muscle. Last time, let that go. Let's do some seated cat-cows. So we're arching our back, our hands are out at our knees, our spine is rounded, our chin is tucked, and then cow. Bring those elbows back, heart is lifted. Last one. All right, we're going to lift our right knee and do hip circles. So I'm hanging on to the seat of my chair so I don't fall off. You can make those hip circles small. You can make them larger. We'll do one more. Other side. You can start out small and then find what's going to be the best for your body today that gets you to your body's intelligent edge. That says, yeah, that's a good stretch, without going into, holy heck, that hurts. One more. We'll do our circles the other way on the other side. So in my body, I went out last time, so this time I'm going to go in. So start small with those circles, and then find the spot that seems right for your body on this, with this movement. It may be different. One more. It's amazing how a seated hip circle can be so much different than a regular hip circle that we do on the mat. So you can start small, find the right movement for you. One more. Nice. Let's windshield wiper our feet. So we'll put our heels out in front of us. Our heels are touching the floor. You can't see mine, but my heels are down on the floor. And then we'll just rotate those feet like this, like windshield wipers. We're just loosening up those hips. Taking a breath, noticing if we're holding our breath because of any tension that we were experiencing in that last set. All right, now we're going to engage our low belly muscles. So we want to bring our navel closer to our spine. We're tucking our tailbone under slightly, and we're going to extend our legs out in front of us. And I'm hanging onto the bottom of the chair because it would be really hard to do otherwise. We've got our toes pointed, and then we'll flex our feet, flex our ankles, pressing through the heels, bringing the toes to the nose. So we are working the abs, and we are lengthening the back body, the back legs. So continue to point and flex until you get tired, which might not take long in my case. Release that. Nice. Okay, let's draw a circle with our toes. So we can actually, you could do the ABCs. A, you could draw a B. Just for fun. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go on that alphabet. So then go to the other side. You can do circles or you can draw the alphabet. This is also using some muscles that we don't use very often, at least in my body. All right, and let that go. Let's go ahead and stand up and just shake out our bottoms. We're gonna sit back down and do our hip locks. So we're out on the edge of the chair. We're gonna send our right hip back, back, back. So we're walking our hips back on the chair till we get to our seat back. And then whenever that is, because we all have different depth of seats, so it'll take us different amounts of time to get there. And then we walk back out to the end of our seat. This reminds me of Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street. Maybe an inner smile. We're getting our whole body into it. This will be our last one. So take your time getting back to the front of your chair. If you have a bolster, you can grab it. If you don't have one, no problem. You could use a pillow or you could just use nothing. It's okay, you don't have to have it. So we are gonna place our hands either on our bolster or on our knees. I'll do it once with the bolster and then I'll do it without one. So we are going to do our cobra variation. So we've got our hands planted just like we would have them if we were on the floor. We're going to extend our spine and fold forward, looking at the floor, extending that spine really long, and then coming up into cobra. So our back is slightly arched. Our elbows are back. We're squeezing our elbows towards our spine. We're lifted through the heart. We're gazing straight ahead. And then we round our spine and come out of it and lean back. So it's a sweeping motion. I'll do it without the bolster. So we're gonna come forward, come down, chin is tucked, come down, and then sweep up. It's like a scoop up and out, elbows back, heart lifted. We're working the muscles in our upper back, the rhomboids between the shoulder blades. We hold a lot of tension here. And then round the spine, sit back on your sacrum. Chin goes to chest and we scoop forward. You come down and then up into cobra. And at your own pace, just do a fluid movement. we do want to spend some time holding Cobra for a moment to give the most benefit to those muscles in the upper back. So there's a static pose at the top of Cobra, but the rest of it is fluid. One more. Okay, great. So take care of your body, move it however you need to move it. If you have a bolster, you can use it out in front of you. You could use blocks to put your heels on, or you could just put your heels on the floor. Either way, anything works. We are going to be towards the edges of our seat, but feeling secure. We want to make sure that we feel very secure. So we're gonna raise our arms up overhead, palms are towards each other, rising through the spine, and then come into downward facing dog. So we're placing our hands out in front of us as if we were pushing against the floor. So there's a big stretch right here in the forearm. And we gaze right in front of us as if we're in a downward facing dog. We'll come out of that, sweeping back up. Arms out to each side and down. And again, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're hinging at the hip. It's like our body is kind of a V. And we're breathing. Come back out of it when you're ready and float the arms down. One more time. We'll inhale out in front of us, up overhead. And then downward facing dog. Really pull those fingertips back towards your body to stretch more through that upper arm. Gaze at your knees. You can also gaze at your hands, but that kind of cranks the neck a bit. Come back up. You really raise that spine up and then exhale, float the arms down. And shake it out. Nice. Okay, if you have a strap, you can use a strap on this. You don't have to have a strap, or a belt, or a bathrobe tie, or a necktie. There's lots of things that work. We're going to put that strap through the ball, or around the ball of that left foot. Nice and steady on our chair. So you can do this different ways. You could actually create a loop. If it hurts your hands, if you have arthritis in your hands, you can create a loop with that strap, and then you can loop your hands through it like this and move your hands this way. Otherwise, just grab onto the strap. And we'll take that leg out to the left. So our other foot is 90-degree bend in the knee. We're nice and steady. We don't want to go past our intelligent edge, and our body's going to let us know where it's at. Boy, does it ever. If you don't have a strap, you can do this, just placing your hand underneath your thigh. That's actually more work, so you're getting a bonus if you're doing it without a strap. Release it when you are done. When your body's done, you're going to know it. So listen to that body and do what it tells you to do. We'll do that on the other side. So the strap is at the ball of the foot, not in the arch. And we take that leg out to the side, and it can be just a few inches. We want to engage our low belly muscles, so our navel is towards our spine. And it doesn't take long for those hip flexors to make their presence known on the hip creases. Yeah. At least in my body. Last one, whenever you're ready for it to be the last one. Let's go ahead and stand up and just do a little wiggle. Maybe some cross-body knee raises. We'll sit back down. If you've got a strap, grab it again. This time we're going to sit back on our chair a little bit to make sure we're nice and sturdy on our seat. We'll put that, you could put the heel on a block, you could put it on your bolster, or you can just put it on the mat, and then we're gonna cross. So cross midline of the body. You can decide how wide you want to go. If you don't have that strap, you can just hang on to your chair seat and cross. It's a lot more work. And then switch sides when you're ready. So in this case, the left leg is straight, you're grounded into the ground with that heel, and you're crossing. The foot is flexed on that right side. And we'll go ahead, do that a few more times. Nice work. So now if you've got blocks, you can put those out in front of you, and you can decide whether to put them on end on the tallest side or not. You don't have to have a block here, but it's kind of helpful if you do, but you don't have to. You could kneel on anything, and I'll show you how to do it if you don't have blocks. So we're gonna go into that warrior stances. So we're gonna go into warrior 2. If we didn't have the blocks, that knee would come down towards the ground, and these toes would be curled under in order to increase your stability. So warrior 2, our palms are down, we're gazing over our front fingertips. This is a very strong position. There's strength in warrior 2. We're gonna go to warrior 1. So both arms overhead. They can be in cactus arms if that feels better. They can be parallel. You can bring your hands together, clasp your fingers. Strong, sturdy warrior 1. We'll go back to warrior 2. And we're breathing, breathing, breathing. We'll go to reverse warrior. We'll grab onto our chair leg or our chair seat. The right hand comes up overhead. The palm is cupped and we're gazing up. You might notice if you are doing the regular yoga practice and then you do this chair practice that you can get deeper into the pose when the legs aren't involved as much. So now side angle. The right arm comes to the right thigh, or you can come down and grab your ankle. So your choice. That top palm is down, you're gazing up at that top palm, whether your forearm is on your thigh or the ankle. And we breathe. And if you're used to doing side angle with me standing, and you're used to putting your forearm on your thigh, try it on your ankle. Without being in a standing pose, you can experiment. Back to warrior two when you're ready. And release. Nice. Let's do that on the other side. So we'll start out in warrior two. Let's go up to warrior one. So we actually turn our navel so that it's facing the front now. And warrior one, arms parallel. We can do cactus arms, fingers clasped, gaze upwards. Let's go into reverse warrior so that right hand comes and grabs onto the bottom of the chair or behind your back. We lean back, our palm is cupped, gazing overhead. Side angle when you're ready. So the forearm comes to the thigh. Top palm down. We've got a nice long line from our fingertips all the way to our hip. And then experiment. If you're accustomed to doing this, go ahead and grab the ankle. Smile. And breathe. Taking care of your body, doing what's right. When you're ready, back to warrior two. Notice how this allows you to get a lot of opening through your shoulders, through those collarbones. And we'll release that. There is our warrior sequence. That always feels so good. So let's do some self-care, whatever it feels like your body needs. And we'll do some breath work. So we're going to we're going to place our hands on the opposite, just above the elbow. We're going to inhale overhead. So this is some seated qigong. Overhead, keeping those hands on your arms. Maybe they have to slide down. They do on my body. And then exhale down. So we're matching movement to breath. There's a pause at the bottom and the top between the gap of the inhale and exhale. Last one. Clasp our fingers together, bellows breath. So it's like blacksmith bellows. So we're rounding the spine. We're curving into ourselves on the exhale. And then inhale, lift the elbows, fill the lungs with air. Exhale, bellows breath. We're actually tucking the tailbone. There's a little bit of spinal curve. Last one. And release that. Let's go ahead and stand up and we'll just do some movement. This is called washing machine and Qigong. Just really feels good in our torso. We've been doing a lot of work today in our torso. So let's loosen up the muscles around the spine. Planting your hips so they're not moving. It's just the movement is in the torso. Sitting back down. Hopefully that worked out your kinks. And if you had any kinks in your torso like I did, let's do eagle arms. So we're going to cross our right arm underneath our left. We're going to bring those palms towards each other and then lift the elbows. So this is what it looks like. And it can look like whatever it looks like in your body. It isn't as important what the hands are doing as what you're lifting through the elbows. That creates tension in the upper back. You might feel that pins and needles feeling as the fascia is being stretched. Warmed up, softened is a better way to say it. Fascia is like connective tissue in meat. It's kind of gelatinous. So when we're putting that muscle, the fascia under stretch, then the connective tissue warms up and softens. Let's do that on the other side. Lift through the elbows. You are engaging your low belly muscles. And release that when you're ready. And maybe some shoulder circles. I think that would feel really nice. Okay, let's take that right arm and let it hang down to on our right side and grasp the seat of the chair. We're going to take our other arm behind us and grasp either below the elbow or above the elbow, but not pulling on the joint itself. So we don't want any pressure on the joint. We need to be below the elbow or above it. And if you can't reach it, that's not a problem. The most important thing is just It doesn't matter if the arm is attached or not. We just want to have the arm behind us so that we can open up through the pec. That's the most important thing. We're going to bring our chin to chest. We are going to take our right ear to our right shoulder, any amount. We're going to sweep that ear towards the front or the back of the shoulder. Again, only 70% of our range. You can nod your head, your chin from side to side to find just the spot that needs a stretch today. And breathe. Maybe your body wants to keep moving, that's fine. Bring that chin back to chest, release the arms and circle. We'll do that on the other side. So left arm alongside your body, hang on to the chair. Bring the right arm behind any place you can, wherever is comfortable, below the joint or above the joint. We're opening through the chest. That's the big thing. The big thing is opening through this pectoral muscle. We spend a lot of time with our forward shoulders, forward head and rounded shoulders. So this is counteracting that, helping us stay upright. We're going to bring our chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder. Yeah, how's that feel? So we're using our mindfulness practices all throughout this practice as well. We allow it to be as it is. We recognize what we're feeling. So first we recognize it, we allow it, we investigate it with curiosity. Oh yeah, without judgment, with compassion and kindness, and nurturing ourselves. So RAIN, R-A-I-N, recognize, allow, investigate with curiosity, kindness, compassion, and love, and N, nurture. The act of showing up is nurturing for your body. You can nod that chin from side to side, finding what needs it. Release whenever it's right for you, always. If your arm starts to go to sleep like mine is, if you got an old shoulder story, just release. Let's shake it out. We're going to finish with a Qigong movement. We'll see if it works. I think it will. Pulling down the heaven from 6 directions. We sweep our arms out to T, go over to the left, arms overhead, come back forward and float the arms down. Ah, yes, it's a good one for a chair. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And there's our practice.